Being the person that doesn't procure his own food, who's annoying, is not a good choice.
True.
Yeah. No, like one of these days I really am just gonna be like, fuck it, do it yourself and storm out. Good luck.
Good evening. We are Boomer Rex Tonight, your nearly nightly news.
I'm gonna murder you. I know where you sleep.
You challenged me.
I choose a life of nonviolence.
Yeah.
Good evening. Welcome back to BoomerRex Tonight, your nearly daily source for news and politics. I do not need to introduce Mr. BoomerRex tonight.
He's got a big mouth.
He's already introduced himself.
Yeah.
And
Somebody had a big
asshole.
glass full of wise ass with lunch.
And I am RisenLadyHeathen. Got a little bit too much Christmas spirit
I
tonight,
can't complain.
boys.
I pretty
A little
much
spicy.
only have wise ass instead of blood.
Uh,
I literally
Got
describe
into
myself
the
as
Yule
an
eggnog, huh?
an id with wheels.
Right? Jesus.
Fine. The squirrel got a wish.
Going back to Slaughterbots, that's what it's going to be, an id with
Oh my
wheels.
god, you do not know. I know this one kid. He works for an aerospace company that shall forever remain nameless. But I keep pushing him. Tell him you want robots. Tell him you want robots. Because, like, look, I don't care if you're not creative. I know some creative people. We've seen all the robot movies where the robots kill people. We'll help you with your homework. We don't even want money. We just want murder bots.
So we have a really fun episode for you tonight. We've got our Christmas Eve Eve Special. We're going to do a deep dive tonight, and we'll tell you about that later. Got to keep you waiting, right?
Like, comment,
So-
subscribe for surprises.
For now, let's dig right into our daily news and politics, nearly daily news and politics. Tell me about right-wingers continuing to spread lies.
Oh my God. I talk about
Say it
delusional.
ain't so.
So, Reawakening America is like a traveling
Oh,
circus
God damn it.
for the Trump freaks. Bankrolled through Trump donors, the whole thing. They're out there spouting the industrial scale big lie about 2020 and election fraud and medical information related to COVID-19. That is just their standard assholes. So a number of them attended this right-wing conference, and they're complaining that they were targeted with a
Oh my
biological
God.
weapons attack with weapons-grade anthrax.
Weapons grade
And then
anthrax,
talk
none of
about-
them would have been bitching about it 48 hours later.
I know. That's my whole reaction. So first of all, it would have been the top story everywhere in the world.
Yeah, there'd be a
Right.
whole dead-ass conference of nitwits who all dropped dead in about
Yeah.
the same time.
And
Right.
if it was military-grade anthrax,
Oh,
you
yeah.
would not be alive 48 hours
Yeah.
after you were exposed.
No.
Fair.
And it
So-
wouldn't matter if you went to a hospital from there. Like,
Yeah.
don't be dumb.
It's kind of interesting that all the symptoms they're pointing to, standard COVID-19.
Oh, yeah, no,
So,
I love that.
they had him a
And
super
all
spreader.
the ones in the green room, because it was supposed to have been dispensed by the fog machine. I fucking hate everyone in this
Oh
story.
my God. Anyway, so
Half
No,
the
th-
time I want to say, like, they're always like, it's mil-spec. Like, yeah. So that means it'll break when you do exactly what that mil-spec says, huh? And that's
Yeah.
not as true as it had been historically. I've never fired a dud round.
right, ever.
Yeah. So we got that one licked. Like, we got better on some stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I love it that they're, you have the two groups, right? The ones who know they're lying to everybody and think it's funny as hell and it's a standard grift and great.
Yeah.
They're making lots of money telling the gullibillies what
Leaders
they
and
need to tell
fighters.
them.
It's
Yeah.
the same as every insurgency manual we've ever seen written.
And so anyway, and the others, they're the ones who are delusional enough to believe it. So anyway,
I just
it's
listened
just amusing when they come up with a new one.
I just listened to Che Guevara's book, or re-listened to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Read the first time anyway. It's exactly the same stuff. It's socialism by any means. It's tell them whatever lie you need. They're gonna go charge a machine gun nest.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. All right. So now, are we ready to move on?
Yeah.
All right. Gone, but should we forget? What's going on with that?
I mean, I usually
Yeah.
advocate forgetting, and
Not
Yeah.
in this instance.
I assume not.
There was a famous statue at the University of Hong Kong marking the Tiananmen
yeah,
Square
no.
massacres, and it was removed late on Wednesday. Showed piled up corpses to commemorate the hundreds, even thousands of pro-democracy protesters killed by the Chinese thugs.
Yeah.
in 1989.
For
and
the
now it's
crime
gone.
of a paper-mache Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
And organizing via fax machine a student uprising.
So clearly, you know,
And the murder there was a lot of murder at the gate of Heavenly Peace. The real killings happened in the 3-block cordon that was installed around it.
yeah.
And they rounded up every known organizer. It's real bad. Y'all should Wikipedia that.
So clearly the Chinese find this statue in some way offensive to their, not being
Everyone got
barbarians.
along.
So I have a suggestion, which is that here in the United States of America, I'm sure there are photographs of this statue.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so why don't we make one about 100 feet tall?
Oh, I was going to say the size of the towers, but yeah, that makes way more sense.
Right.
And another one, life size, the tank man standing
Yeah.
in front of the...
I love the fact that we still don't know who that is.
We don't, which means he probably got away. Way to go,
Yeah.
fella.
Wow, I do not look into this, the internet. I'm
Yeah.
sure on the other side of a great firewall, they're already doing that all the time.
Yeah. So anyway, I propose that we make one, and I can't decide whether it should be bronze or it should be made of plastic and illuminated from within at night.
I'd be prouder of either of those than the little girl statue in front of the garbage bowl on Wall Street.
Yeah, so anyway, I think we should make these.
Yes.
And actually, I think we should make 2 of each. And I think we should put one across the street from the Chinese embassy in Washington
Fair.
and one across the street from the Chinese consulate in New York. And when they complain about it, we should tell them to fuck themselves.
Ask them if they only
These
want
were
to have an
people who
embassy.
protested for freedom, and the thugs that run China killed them.
Yep.
So
Badly.
fuck the thugs, fuck China.
Fuck the bosses.
So, but I think we should do something about it. I think America should do
Yes.
something that's really offensive to the Chinese.
Agreed.
Yep. No, this is one of those times. And I absolutely agree. What's her name never used the word sexual assault, and we should all stop talking like she did.
Yeah.
Since she's
aggressively.
not in our control.
Nope.
But yeah. It's like some sort of bad brain. If only we knew who wrote Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
That would be way funnier.
Fair. So, what do cats and owls have in common?
Weird eyes, needles in their feet. They're quiet. Oh, this wasn't a Teen Vogue question.
So anyway, there is a fellow who does infrared sensors.
Mhm.
And he was looking at infrared pictures of owls and cats hunting.
Oh, fun.
And noticed that they moved very differently when they were hunting at night. And it occurred to him that they might be hiding the heat signatures from their faces.
Ooh, interesting.
Which leads to the question, if they're hiding their heat signatures, the thing they're hunting must be
have some
able
sense.
to detect. So anyway, he's looking at the guard hairs on some mice and various other things.
He find anything?
He's seeing structures that are very very similar to the superstructures that we build to be sensitive to infrared radiation. And in particular, their dimensions and their spacing suggest that they are very similar to detectors we make for looking at 10 micron radiation, which is the center of the thermal band, right?
Okay.
That's where you'd look if
Yeah.
you were looking for thermal. Anyway, and that's as far as it's gotten. There's no further evidence that they're sensitive to
I think it's
infrared.
to avoid snakes.
But it's a really interesting thought. So, yeah, no, it could be.
Hey,
For
you
both
only,
the-
yeah.
yeah, for the owls and the cats, that they occasionally encounter one of the pit vipers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could see that cutting both ways. But it was just an interesting thought. And
Well,
I thought
and-
we would share it. And
Yeah. No,
Part of the reason why
that's
cats play so
intriguing
violently,
to be
and
researched, yeah.
right, the same would be true of feathers due to their structure. The needles don't catch in the skin;
yeah,
they get deflected by the fur.
right.
That's why when you play with your kitten, they mark you up. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
they're really surprised your fur didn't help you.
Yeah. Well, you think at some point they'd notice I don't have any fur. So,
Well, technically you do. You just don't have a lot of it.
Yeah. Well, even
I
when
don't want them playing with the places that do have fur.
well, at least one of them. No,
Really either, but
when he attacks my head,
that's weird.
he routinely gets through my hair, and my hair's not thin.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Remember the time your cat licked a bald spot
Oh,
on
yeah.
you?
Fuck you, Fizzgig, wherever you are. I mean, I know where you are. You're in Albuquerque, but
yeah.
I even thought about digging you up last time I was there.
Fair.
But I was just thinking about you might want to shroud your face. Right? I'd rather get struck at by fangs than
From-
my fur. as
Then in
opposed
my
to-
nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or eyes, or...
Yeah.
Anyway.
No,
sorry.
but it was some interesting.
No, and the fact that I was
Thermal-
thunderstruck they found similar structures. That's insane.
That's weird. Well, but we also lots of natural things have these periodic structures,
Yeah.
right? Like fish scales stacked on top of each other, right? That's kind of what hair is when you look at
Oh,
it.
yeah. Well,
Right,
that's why
so-
I really want someone to CRISPR a chicken and make it a lizard.
Oh, that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
I
They can start with that, and if it works, I want my snake skin. I really do. I
want
want to be able to design the pattern, so we're a long way
Dude,
from
you're
there.
talking to the right generation. Both of us are totally down for the apocalypse, whatever someone calls it.
Yeah. Anybody. Really.
Don't do apocalypse.
You know
things
what's
on
going
the
to
internet.
happen? Since I don't have a lot of body hair, it's
not
going to
gonna have
turn
a lot
out
of-
you only get scales where you have body hair. And so I'll have like 35 scales on my whole body.
You'll have like patches. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Draw the rest in and tattoo them. It's fine.
Yeah.
So tell me about this Florida traffic stop. This is good.
Yeah. No, this one is great. Well, this
Oh,
one
shit. Is this
I
the
want
one?
to work with. Shut
I
up.
saw a boiled down version. Okay, it must be.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway.
Fucking Florida man.
Oh yeah. So police in Florida.
man.
They stop a man for driving with no lights at 4 a.m. Okay, so far so good.
Oh my god.
They find a gun. They find some.
So fuck.
He's DUI. They find some marijuana, and then in the process of arresting him, they search him, and he has cocaine and methamphetamine wrapped around his penis. And he says they're not his.
Tell me.
Definitely not his.
So I want to think about how you offer that defense.
All of the blood in my brain is
Hold on.
running backwards. I'm
You got
going to
it.
need a hot second.
No.
Carry on.
He's drunk and high.
Yeah.
Some
So angry.
random bitch gave him a blowjob, right?
Right.
And then
taped
he
this
put
to
it-
it.
Some
put
random
his-
drug mule gave him a blowjob, vomited the drugs on his penis.
No, because they're obviously wrapped around. So he doesn't know what's going on because he's so drunk and high. And then she just wandered off. He just put his pants back on and got in the car. That's the defense
Got
right
more
there.
love for the bomb collar guy, and he actually. I was thunderstruck that he wasn't in on it. That was a genuine one. They just grabbed a pizza delivery guy, strapped a bomb collar on him, and go rob a bank or not. Like
That's fucked up.
my day's the same either way, bro. And so, oh my god! But no, I saw the headline of "Man with meth and cocaine found around his penis claims it's not his."
Yeah. So I figure the actual defense is well, I don't have a lot of income, right? So that's kind of like a storage locker that I rent out. And, they attach their drug package to me, and then I look after it. And
when
they want it back,
No.
they have to pay the parking fee.
No, I like
think
my
you end up
story
in trouble
better.
with your
I like
version
my
because
story better.
transport's illegal regardless.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
It's
So,
the same way you can go up to a cop and be like, "I'm tripping balls," and they can't do anything because being on shrooms is a wildly different thing than being
Yeah.
like, "Look at my shrooms, bro."
yeah.
No, I think being passed out, drunk and high, waking up all fucked up, putting your pants on.
Didn't even know they were there till the cops yanked down his short
What's
shirt.
the
No
name of
idea.
the song? Yeah, no, Scotsman song.
Penis. Is that the one you're looking for?
The Drunk Scotsman. You're telling me this is the drunk Florida man?
Yes, exactly.
I don't know where you've been, but I
Don't know where you were last night, but I see you won first prize.
And in
Oh, my
Florida, I have
God.
no trouble believing meth and cocaine is first prize. Good job. And
Yeah.
I should. I miss you,
Alrighty.
Florida, Daytona for life.
There.
Cool. What else we got?
We got some updates with Boomer Rex. Tell us what's going on with Omicron.
Okay, so do I even have an update?
It's bad, folks. Don't get it.
There. You put it on your list.
Hot
man.
off the presses.
What are you
Hold
doing?
on.
Yep, it's bad. Don't have the.
Oh, this is.
Yeah,
this paper's
okay,
too
so
thick,
yeah,
I
I've got
feel
an
like.
update.
Okay, what's up?
So what we're seeing is we're seeing the Omicron virus overtake everything else in the U.S.
No, I was
beginning.
surprised. Go on.
Go ahead.
The first time we were talking about it, it was. I remember you saying it was leading amongst variants, and I meant to ask, like, versus N Delta, like, and then the next day it was indisputable. It was 72% of new cases.
Yeah.
And
So-
that's with bad testing.
Well, and it's also in very specific places, right? So, for instance, here in Arizona, the infection rate for COVID is going down sharply, right? So that basically just means that we don't have a working set of Omicron here yet. Northeast is the
When is
focus
South by
right now.
Southwest?
What?
When is South by Southwest?
Yeah, right.
They're still dropping the ball.
Yeah.
No, because I am sympathetic to the fact that I don't know the current number, but I knew when I was like growing up and vaguely cared. 70% of U.S. jobs were retail jobs. Those kids can't bubble up.
Yeah.
Right. We're simply not a country that has the political will to just pay Americans to stay home.
Yeah.
So I am unsympathetic when the left's like, we got to shut down, we got to do these things. And like, yes, that's what we should do.
Yes.
Can
And
you
when
pay
you
the
tell
people to
me-
do that?
When you tell me how you make that possible for working folks, we'll talk about it again.
When you start
Well,
carving
and you
like all
won't, because
America-
the Republicans are
Yeah.
going to say,
shit.
well,
yes.
if you pay people not to
Because
go
the
to work,
Democrats
they
are
won't
weak
go to work.
and 9 other things.
Which incidentally is a false statement.
It is.
Democracy is
That's what they
terrible.
attributed the difficulty hiring to, and it's a false statement. The difficulty hiring people is due to the fact that the boomers decided not to go back to work.
What? They
So
didn't
again,
want to lose their left.
every bullshit re-thug state that took away the extra payments for unemployment and so forth, every single one of them
no boom.
hurt their working people
Yep.
for no reason under heaven
Wow.
because of a lie they thought they could tell.
I'd point out
Well,
that
here's the
fascism,
problem.
pain is a purpose.
The problem is that in certain what's the word I'm looking for? Sections, right? That was true. There are places that you could have worked, right? That potentially the money that was coming in from what you were getting for whatever was enough that you're like, I'd rather just stay home, right? On top of what I'm getting with
That's not who's missing from the workforce.
Yeah.
No, I agree. But
Okay.
but that's where this mistake happened, right? People were over exaggerating this small portion.
They found a thing that
Of
agreed with their
office
desire
workers.
to
With
use
their
violence
desire to
to their
hurt people.
lessers.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it was
This
done
was
on
class
purpose. But,
violence.
no,
But the statement was false all the way across the board.
The fact that there's a
Never
factoid that underlies that argument is how we got here. I watched them in the 90s come up with a bunch of new ways to count it and go, oh no, but if you can change it around and shop good values at good supermarkets,
Oh, yeah,
it's still
right.
kind of not bad enough. You should set your boss on fire.
Yeah.
Fuck the bosses.
Yeah. So anyway,
No, I agree with
It
you that they
gets worse
hid
and
behind
worse.
a truth. They always do. Right, I can show where
that's
Alex...
all I was trying to
Yeah.
say is there's a very small portion, a very specific portion of office
Yes.
workers that this was somewhat, in certain very specific cases, true for. But
And,
that wasn't enough for them to do what they did with it,
That
and they
was
just over-developed.
Absolutely enough for them to do the violence they already wanted to do. Which
No,
is
they
the
used
thing
it
to remember.
as an excuse and as a lie. They twisted it into something that it wasn't, and
Then
yes,
sold it to
that's-
people who wanted a reason to do the violence they were already going to do.
Right.
right.
No, and I'm
and
not
I'll
disagreeing
argue
with
further
any of
from
that. All I'm
I
saying
don't
is
believe
that
your data. Find it, reference it.
Fair?
We'll come back to it. I mean, if it's true, I'm more than interested to
the
know.
only reason why I say it is because I know somebody who works in an office type setting.
Yeah.
And they were they work for HR, and that was part of the problems they were having getting people to come back into the office was because they're like, I'm doing okay at home and I don't want to come back to
You
the
can't use
office.
that source or the other adjacent one.
But I'm just
You
saying,
can't defend them.
I'm not trying to defend them
You
because
are
I don't.
right now.
Okay, never mind. Just never mind.
No, and there may be specific cases where it was true.
No, it was a very
Statistically,
specific
yes.
case. Yes, that was my
no
point.
one tells anyone
Statistically,
else
that's
at work
not the
what's
problem.
wrong,
Never was.
and-
Statistically, it's not an issue. No.
Okay. Cool. Where else are we? Okay, so I've got one that's going to take a while. We want to start that one?
Sure.
Or do we want to
Climate
talk?
weirding? Yeah, let's do
Almost
climate
No, we
weirding.
can do climate weirding, but I've got a more important one.
Oh, did I
Um,
miss something?
Yep.
What did I miss?
Who knows?
You missed about goddamn time.
Oh, that would be why. Yeah. It's
Okay.
right there.
So anyway, I just found an interesting statistic. SUVs are a bigger section of the market every year.
Yes.
This year they were 46%.
Private cars are nearly irrelevant.
If
section
SUV
of the CO2
If
emissions.
SUVs, just SUVs, were an individual country, they would rank 6th in the world.
Yep.
And they'd be about 1/5 of U.S. emissions.
And the Bakken oil fields itself is the 11th.
Right, fine. The fact saying
Consumers
it's
are not the problem. That's why consumer recycling was a garbage thing. Actually, spent more than $100 million propping up since
No, but I'm
1979.
surprised that SUVs are 1/5 of U.S. emissions.
For sure.
Okay. So anyway,
I'm willing to bet Volkswagens alone are 1/3. Has anyone
Oh,
checked
no.
a second brand of Volkswagen to see if they had the defeat software?
true point. And the other one was the Belgian government, because people talk about, is nuclear a potential option? The Belgian government is setting down 7 aging reactors. These were put together in the 70s and 80s. They're a hazard to the community they're in, right? And that's fine. But these are an old technology.
Yeah.
And if we're going to talk about nuclear as as part of the pathway to green, we'd be talking about much newer technologies,
Bombs,
with much
yes.
less impact. So anyway,
Not one of them has ever been built on budget. I know a young lady that clears 6 figures a year going through to find the half of valves that aren't right.
yeah, what we're talking about are a new generation, which would be delivered on site in a truck.
Yeah, by the rest of the people who killed the planet already. No.
I-
Nuclear power is not a good answer. If we want to reinvigorate the Department of Energy, because there's no bond you can do that will matter. You're talking about having the most profitable human endeavors. Put aside some money. The people who made money on the Exxon Valdez spill by not paying out until 2018.
Again, these are wildly different in terms of their potential impacts and so on. So
What's changed? Are they pebble bed
they
reactors?
use
Are they some other thing? that
they're
won't-
pebble bed reactors
Fine.
using the thorium fuel cycle.
Okay, fuck. Shit. No, that was the 2 shitty things I had to say about them.
Okay.
So, no, pebble bed reactors are no, because I'm picturing the standard fuel rods and
Oh,
the
fuck no.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And on a truck, great. So
No.
we've made everything thin and light and portable because if one turns over, you'll have to evacuate a
Yeah.
city so big and we'll
No,
declare
the whole
bankruptcy.
light water reactor economy was stupid from the beginning.
Yeah.
We could have fixed it by making plans to decommission or refurbish reactors periodically.
If we were a functional
and
democracy.
move their transuranic waste to a single site, reprocess it, recover the fuel, and then do something with the transuranic.
What are they doing on that blown up warehouse in Libya? Or that's a good place to put it.
Well, there's an idea.
Yeah, Yucca Mountain's a bad idea.
Maybe we can build that Tiananmen statue out of and
Yeah,
put it much
fucking
closer to the
yeah.
Chinese embassy.
With some big lead shields on the
Ouch.
back so they can.
Yeah. Oh, a reflector.
That's
a
to hold the
reflector.
lights.
Yeah.
Because it rotates.
Oh.
That
fine.
ouch was due to a kitten trying to be playful.
No, pebble bed is good tech. Thorium's good tech. There's still pie in the sky, but shit, I'm willing to chase down a lot of dragons. And for in the industrial center, if Duke Energy was the company it was when I was around other Duke facilities, so
Yeah.
early '80s, they knew how to do nuclear reactors. That you build them smaller and you build more of them than you wanted.
Right.
Because that way you can take them offline for the fucking maintenance they need.
Right.
But now they're the Duke Energy that has their waste pilings just dump out into rivers because, 30 feet seemed like a good bank. Now, they're not Patriot Energy when they had that underground rupture. The bottom of their tank had a hole in it.
Yes.
And so it just pissed into the river and poisoned or threatened the tap water of 300,000 people. And so they declared bankruptcy, and all the same shitheads, all the same bosses were part of the new company that was trying to buy the old company at distressed prices.
Of course they were.
And
Yeah,
not
but that
pay
starts that
anything
new
for their
company
spill.
out. It's so much more profitable.
Oh, yeah. No, this whole idea of escaping your environmental responsibilities with bankruptcy should be made illegal. And we should wreck a couple of companies
We should.
fixing the stuff that they knew was wrong and didn't do anything about.
I'd
And
be
we should
willing-
make them remediate 100%.
I am willing to say, and the problem with all regulation is I'm going to need someone who really cares about this to watch it every minute,
Yes.
every day for 20 years.
Yeah.
But I would be willing to say that there is an amount of environmental negligence that should pierce the corporate veil. Your personal wealth as being an officer of this company. Because again, I have a different feeling about the word officer. They're supposed to for real be in charge.
Yeah.
Right? They said they were going to make this good, and if someone said, I don't know, they were going to go check it out.
And I think I'm not certain, we can look it up. I think gross negligence pierces the veil,
I think
both-
we don't try against those
both
companies.
civilly and criminally.
Yeah. I think the government gets 6 out of every 10 graduates from Harvard Law.
Yeah.
Or no, other way around.
Yeah.
And I think the really smart kids don't go to work for Uncle Sam anymore.
Yeah. So, but
I
I
know.
think we should lock up some of the criminals that are.
Absolutely. But
All right.
know that means we're starting a fight where the first thing that's going to happen is you ask them for documents and they're going to give you millions of pages.
Yeah.
That's how they defeated us when Obama went after the rich cats for all the tax evasion that was in the Panama documents or whatever the next thing was, and they simply win because they drown you. And we aren't willing to invest in that.
Well, look, a legal system that doesn't work.
Well, it works just fine if you're affluenza kid.
Yeah. So anyway, on this subject,
Yes.
I want to talk about who we're talking about locking up. Right? So I've been looking at the histories of several of the January 6th insurrectionists. Right?
I missed a pivot.
Yeah.
We were
We're
talking
talking about
nuclear
locking
power.
people up.
Okay.
Okay.
So now we're on to January. Okay, I'm down for locking up most of the January 6thers.
One of the things that's very obvious is that many of the people who are up on charges are incredibly fragile,
Oh, yeah.
right? That they were used by the Trumpistas and then
They were
betrayed
used by
in ways.
America.
I'm
betrayed by
but
America.
yeah, I
Don't
agree.
pretend it's
The
Trump
Trumpistas.
or Bush or someone else. All of us did it. It's every homeless
Yeah.
person you ever walked past.
Obama did it.
Fuck
If
them.
you go through
Yeah.
a couple of the ones I've been reading about, voted
Ah.
for Obama.
Yes.
Imagine how disappointed they were with milk toast.
The people who are actually
So-
going to take the White House when the time comes for the Republicans were at Occupy Wall Street.
So anyway, I'm looking at some of these people and thinking, crap, we're looking to lock up the wrong people. I mean, some of these are fragile enough. We need a mental health solution, and it's going to involve confinement because they are dangerous and they are fragile. And I don't know if they can be fixed, so they need to be isolated from us. But they need the mental health support to see if we can't maybe someday fix them enough that they can leave.
Yeah, if we're going to pretend we're America, which means you don't just throw people in cages and lock them up. That's what kings do.
Yeah.
That was literally a
Just think about
big-ass
how we-
chunk of our fight.
Right.
Was that we're all here and we're all dirt-eatingly poor. Let's not throw each other away for fun.
Right. But I do want to find the ones that took advantage of them and led them and encouraged
Oh, I've
them.
got a list.
And I want those people to be sentenced to very long prison terms
That's gonna
in
be
the
hard.
most restrictive prison settings that we have.
Lead on site, we might be able to get. Like, there's a couple of the organized groups we can get. The people who radicalize them, we can't.
I don't know.
Incitement to violence is incredibly hard.
I don't know. Let's see if we can do it.
Oh, I'm down to swing the
Okay,
bat.
yeah.
We miss 100% of the balls we don't swing at.
Well, let's wreck the lives of some of the grift circuits.
That's what that was much easier.
Let's
My
get 'em
pivot.
up
I
on
heard a
charges.
list when whoever just smacked Garland recently for being milquetoast. made a good point of like, let's talk about Giuliani, let's talk about Meadows, let's talk about the
Yeah.
laundry list of people who,
Yeah.
let's talk about Milley, let's talk
Yeah.
about people who were there, people who were actually in charge, and I thought had a life that prepared them to say, we're not doing that,
Right, and they didn't do it.
or run out and grab whoever.
Or helped cause it.
Right. Milley's concern about the using tear gas. Was it the National Guard that used tear gas? Then it's easy enough to get control of them, or at least to wade out into them and find out who the fuck's in charge. You've got a uniform like theirs. You can tell them what to do. Sooner or later, you'll find someone who recognizes you as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs.
Yeah.
And now you'll be in charge.
So anyway, I think we should think through, right, what kinds of sentences and what kinds of treatment we are requiring. And it's going to mean that we need a mental health solution for some of these people.
Yeah.
Right? They are, yes, they are dangerous. Yes, they are committed to violence.
Was it Reagan or Nixon that cut it?
But they are broken. So.
Yeah.
And then we need to go after the ones who are truly responsible. And
Yes,
we
the
need
ones
to
who
punish-
radicalized them.
And we
We
need
have
to
dropped
punish them
hellfire
in ways.
missiles on clerics before who did less to make people die in the United States.
Just, anyway.
Again, the left should snatch Ashley Babbitt from the
And
fucking
part of-
Republicans' hands
Part of what we should do
because their system killed her.
is we should replace our Attorney General, who is just milquetoast. He's not going to do anything.
No, he knows he can't.
Oh, we can. He knows he doesn't want to.
He can't.
Because,
What happens when the Department of Justice issues an arrest warrant the FBI won't carry out?
oh, they'll carry it out.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they really will.
Well, New York field office wouldn't, according to the director of the FBI, Comey.
Then they should themselves have been arrested on the scene,
Yeah.
and we'll decide at some point whether to let
That's
them out
cool.
of pretrial confinement.
I totally understand how you get a unit under control by bringing bigger authority down.
Yep.
There's not a lot at the levels we're talking about. There's not, like, what do you do when the chairman of the Joint Chiefs is bad, as the last one was?
You fire him and escort him out the door.
Or he decides who's president. And we give up the veneer.
He's welcome
yes.
to. I'm sorry. If we're going to have this fight, let's have it.
Yes, no, I agree,
Okay.
but I'm also not understanding because fuck Garland and the DOJ, who they can absolutely bring the world to bear on a poor guy they tricked into selling them sawed-off
Oh,
shotguns.
sure,
and
absolutely.
sheepdog and
That's their
wife. They
stock in
can-
trade is
Yeah.
making rich people feel comfortable.
Right.
That's
Oh,
not their goddamn
no,
job.
They're the FBI. Their job is to make brown people afraid. They're the secret.
So we
police
might
of
want to
the
fix
United
that.
States.
Again, we have a whole justice system that doesn't work at all.
Yeah.
Unless you're guilty.
Yeah,
And it works
fair.
great.
No, I agree. Because I was going to argue it, and I want to make
Great
a point
or
about
rich.
Yeah, no, I
I'm sorry,
decided.
guilty or rich.
I decided I'm done drawing that distinction. Name a billionaire is not a scumbag.
Cool.
No, guy.
By the way, if you're a billionaire and thinks that you're not a scumbag,
do please reach out.
yeah.
That one who just retired from the Church of Latter-day Saints. I'd love to talk to you. You apparently have a bigger interest in the gay community and inclusiveness.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about writing you a letter personally.
And remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow and heart before you do that.
Yeah.
All right.
And rate us on iTunes.
Anyway, so we need to think
Yes.
about what we're doing
Yeah,
and
no,
who and why.
I totally agree. Look, dude, it's one of the root, it's a fucking idea I came up when I was like 13, which has always annoyed me. We should just agree with the Republicans. America used to be better. So give
Yeah.
me the Leave It to Beaver tax code and we can start talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, are we ready to talk about climate weirding?
We finished with climate weirding.
Did we do climate? What did we have?
I didn't even think we talked about it at all. I thought we went
I think I
back
fucked this
to
up. Sorry, man.
Boomer Rex about damn time.
We talked about SUVs. We talked
Oh,
about
yes.
reactors.
That's under your climate. What do you have for his climate weirding?
She just has the title.
Whatever.
These are things that influence the climate. I was just shocked at how big the
Yeah, no, I
contribution
was-
from SUVs was.
SUVs is insane.
Well, and again, that one's a bad one because I don't think I ever see an SUV with more than one or two people in it.
Well, and this is the problem with the space age technology is just supposed to get us out of this, and most of the space age technology cares about thermal, not impact. Because the impact space is going to see. What happened? Oh, you got killed by a fucking Phillips head screw. Came off something in 1984.
Oh yeah, no, it can happen.
Yeah, orbital speeds. You're fucked. Like there's, unless you're talking feet of like, what would you need for shielding? Real, just physical shielding from a thing at orbital speed.
That's a trade study between what you can track and move away from, which we do all the time.
Yeah, but I'm saying to actually just absorb. Like my point is, we're not going to get light space age materials that make good for good crumple zones.
Yeah, and the space station and the space shuttle have both survived impacts with orbital debris.
Yeah,
They've done fine.
but my point is, none of what aerospace is interested in is going to make a lighter SUV, which is the only way you're going to make a more efficient SUV.
Ah, okay, yes,
Right? There's not going to be a Boeing ceramic expedition
right.
because you're going to run into something, and then your fortune cookie is not going to drive anywhere.
Yeah. So anyhow,
All right, let's get on to our Xmas Eve Eve special deep dive.
No,
Meet Krampus. Hold on. Krampus?
I've heard both.
Yeah, we'll call it Krampus. We'll go with that. So let's do this.
Sunsets in that
here,
last picture you saw.
everybody. Check it out. Krampus. Those are some pretty amazing pictures. Thank you for finding those for us.
I wanted the
Axel.
consistent ones. There's a bunch of movie things because the internet just discovered Krampus like 4 minutes ago.
I thought it would have been fun if he had put a couple of the movie ones in there, but he wanted to stick to the classic, the
so is
classic.
Krampus a
The
white hat
unstained
or a black hat?
Black.
Okay,
Anyway,
kind of looks like one.
so
He's
so
pulling that kid's ears off.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just gonna read this article, because it's short and because I was too
Can we say
tired
He doesn't have.
after playing 6 hours of
Yeah.
Far Cry 5, which is why I didn't post our Facebook today, but I
Aha.
posted it now. It's fine, but
Fair.
Oh.
that's why it's late, folks.
We can set alarms.
It's anyway. So this article is called "Meet Krampus, the Christmas Devil Who Punishes Naughty Children" by Becky Little, and it's on History.com.
You wished you were getting coal in your stocking.
The Alpine legend is the original Bad Santa. Every year in early December, children in Austria get ready for St. Nicholas to visit them. If they've been good, he'll reward them with presents and treats. But if they've been bad, they'll get a lot more than a lump of coal.
Yeah.
They'll have to face Krampus. Who's Krampus, you ask?
I do. Who's Krampus, you said?
He's the half man, half goat, who you can see very nicely depicted, except
Yeah.
That's the more Santa.
yeah, that's
goat.
more Santa-y.
That's
yeah,
goat.
there we
That's
go.
your more standard.
That's more the standard. Half goat who comes around every year to chase naughty children and maybe even drag them to hell.
I was going to say,
I love
some of
this.
these are quite clearly related to the Christian devil,
Yeah.
right? So, does it predate the? Is this another one that we just?
Can I keep
adopted?
reading and maybe it'll
Maybe
tell
the
us.
article
Okay.
will tell us.
European
Oh my God, that's what deep dives are for.
European version of Saint Nicholas, European versions of Saint Nicholas have long had scary counterparts like Belsnickel and Kenchint and Rupertchit, who dole out punishment. Krampus is one such character who comes from folklore in Austria's Alpine region, where he's been frightening children and amusing adults for hundreds of years. Krampus and St. Nicholas, Krampus and St. Nick's other bad boys have their origins in pagan celebrations of the winter solstice. Later, they became part of the Christian traditions in which St. Nicholas visited children to reward them on December 5th or 6th.
Standard thing for religions, guys. When your religion takes over a place that had a previous religion, for God's sake, take over their big party days.
Oh, yeah.
They do that already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Around that time, his menacing partner would also visit kids to punish them. In Alpine Austria and some parts of Germany, this day was known as Krampusnacht or Krampus Night, when adults might dress up as Krampus to frighten children at their homes. Children might have also seen Krampus running through the street during a Krampus Loth, literally Krampus Run. If Krampus Not was a way to scare kids into behaving themselves, the Krampus Loft, which isn't tied to a specific day, was a way for grown men to blow off steam while probably scaring kids. Austrian men would get drunk and run through the streets dressed like the fearsome creature, like Krampusnight, and Krampusloft tradition continues to the present day.
Everything was so much cooler before
That sounds like so much fun. The internet. We should go be part of that.
You know,
sometime.
this
That
is
sounds
something,
phenomenal.
I'm sorry. You know that a number of,
This might be added to my bucket list now. That might be the coolest thing on my bucket list.
fathers, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sit around the Gasthaus and they talk about what they're doing this year for so-and-so, right? Because it's great fun to scare the snot out of kids.
Well, and you get 2 or 3 adults coordinating, and you could chase, like, a set of kids down the road, appearing from behind houses you couldn't have gotten to yet.
Right.
And what are they going to do? Run back to the last house they saw a monster despair behind? No. That's how Krampus gets you.
The introduction of mass visual media couldn't help but sweep the charismatic Krampus up in its wave.
Where did they get charismatic from?
Out of this, yeah.
Because he's very charismatic. He sounds like a lot of fun.
I'm sure parents love it.
Yeah.
When the postcard industry experienced a boom in Germany and Austria in the 1890s,
Sure, they thought Father O'Donnell was fucking
Oh
charismatic
my God.
it opened the way for Krampus Carton. These holiday cards weren't meant to make you feel warm and fuzzy. Ones marked from Gruß vom Krampus, greetings from Krampus, showed Krampus stuffing a distressed child into his satchel or preparing to hit it with
Yeah, we
his
have
bundle
several
of
of those.
birch sticks. Many of these postcards depicted Krampus going after children with his sticks, leading them away in
Yeah,
chains
right there.
or carrying them off in his bag. So for those of you who are listening to us on a podcast service, if you go to our YouTube, BoomerRexTonight, you'll see
Pictures.
the pictures.
Yeah.
They're phenomenal. You did a wonderful job.
We'll
So
take more pictures.
So basically, this whole thing is just an annual performance evaluation for children.
Yes.
And you send them one of these cards and they know they need to pick it up.
This is a good way to explain to your kids why their friend isn't around come spring. Because some families didn't have enough. And
Oh no, it gets fun. This gets better. There were also cards that were a little more adult. Krampus cards in the early 20th century show him punishing children, yes, but also proposing to women. In some cards, Krampus is portrayed as a large woman whipping tiny men with her birch sticks and carrying them off in her satchel. In another, a smiling woman dangles a defeated-looking Krampus in the air, holding his bundle of birch sticks behind her back. You can draw your own conclusions about the gender politics in these. For over a century, most Americans probably never saw a Krampus card or even knew who Krampus was. That changed in 2004 when art director and graphic designer Monte Beauchamp published a book of Krampus cards and helped organize an art show inspired by the cards. Whether or not Beauchamp is primarily responsible for introducing Krampus cards to the U.S., Krampus has since become a sort of ironic icon in America. Etsy has a whole section of items inspired by I love that. Inspired by the classic Krampus cards. And if you don't have time to send cards, you can buy an ugly Krampus sweater. Fuck, I want one. To wear to your local Krampus party or Krampus loft. Krampus' popularity in the U.S. arguably peaked with the 2015 feature film Krampus, which
that's what I saw. Shithouse film.
Yeah.
which shouldn't be confused with many other low-budget Krampus movies.
Or a good one.
So you put on a Krampus costume and prance around here, you're going to get shot dead by some drunk deer hunter.
Yeah, it's a jackalope.
Yeah.
Although Krampus is relatively new to the U.S., the Alpine legend is the original Bad Santa.
All right.
That's fabulous.
Wasn't that fun?
I love it.
I thought it was so much fun.
Bad Santa.
Well, a little different than like the street god that'll punish you for taking someone's parking space.
Fair.
There's a use for Krampus right there.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
So
Parking enforcement.
So, do we want to call it whatever, or I have another quick
not
thing?
the hot vampire chick from the new Resident Evil game. Well, I don't think it's the new one anymore. But the village.
Oh. Save it for tomorrow night.
Mm.
Okay. Or not. It's up to you.
Yeah, no, I don't care. I'm down.
Okay.
So we will have a couple more fun things for you tomorrow night.
Tell me that's not just the juggy version of Lady Krampus
Yeah.
in like 20s gear.
She just took her bag of switches
Yeah.
and hid them in the closet.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to meet those.
Oh yeah, no, like, don't fuck with it.
What I actually might do is, because it mentions several other like evil Santas.
Yeah, Bill
so I might.
Nick, and I kept running into images of that.
I might pull up a couple different articles about
good.
maybe
Okay.
a couple of them are really fun, like Krampus.
Yeah.
So I'll look those up and I'll see if I can
And the
find
movie's
more
worth a
reading.
watch, the internet. Like,
Yeah.
It's just,
I've never seen the movie. I don't do horror, so
yeah.
you have to rely on him.
They
for this
changed what it feels to me in my vague recollection of the movie, that they changed like narrative halfway through. It kind of felt like he was going to get his people back. Because like if you get your people back before sunup, they don't end up a Christmas ornament or something.
No, okay.
So, but like no, loads of people die in horrible ways. It's a perfectly good like Christmas horror movie.
And that's all for tonight, folks. It's been so much fun on Christmas Eve Eve. We'll be back tomorrow on Christmas Eve. Are we gonna take Christmas Day off? I feel like
We probably should.
we're gonna. Yeah, we got a lot going on. Yeah, we got a lot going on. So we'll take Christmas.
We should not offer those what will be drunken hooting dickholes
Oh my God, yeah.
access to a microphone and the internet.
Okay.
We're all going to jail instantly.
That's fair. So we'll take the 25th and maybe the 26th off, just to give us a couple of days to whatever before we're back after the holidays.
Right.
So that way we don't have to worry about it. So I think we'll probably do that. But anyway, we
we've
love
got
you all.
like 50 episodes stacked up.
So
So if you
this
find
is
yourself
51.
jonesing for us,
This is actually episode 52.
Yeah,
the one I
so
posted yesterday was
go
51.
hit
So-
up YouTube.
Yeah, go find the ones. Go to
There's
your
a couple of days of content right there, internet. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
For those of you who are following us on the podcast and have gone through all of our episodes on the podcast, I believe at this point we only have about 10 or 12 or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, go to our YouTube channel. You can listen to all our earlier stuff. It's all there for you. So once again, we appreciate y'all. We love you. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, rate
Send money.
us, heart us.
Funny.
Do whatever you got to do to let us know. Send me a message to say hi on either my RisenLadyHeathen account or on our BoomerRexTonight
Let us know
account.
if you got a line on a cut rate airship. We can name yacht.
Yep.
We have decided that we're not going to announce people's names. I actually deleted the
Okay.
names of the people the
Yep.
other night.
So feel free to reach out to us.
But here's the thing. If you want us to leave your name in it, or if you have a nickname you want us to use, please, when you send us the message,
Let us know.
say, yes, you can share this. This is the name I'd like you to use. Okay? So other than that, we will talk about what you said, but we'll just use initials or something.
We won't dox you.
Yeah. Fair.
And I might. Hold on. Send us money, the internet. See what happens.
No, you ask for money after you've got anyway.
That's fair. All right. Well, we love you all. We hope you had a wonderful Christmas Eve Eve. You'll be listening to this show on actual Christmas Eve, so we hope you're enjoying yourselves. And we will see you back here tomorrow night on BoomerRexTonight.
Hoo-ah.